Sadhguru and Mike Tyson.
There it is. There it is.
So tell me, what do you think you're here for? What would you think I would want to talk to you about? I'm sure you did research on me, my life and who I am and all that stuff. But what would you think I want to talk to you about? What would you think I would want to listen to you for?
Toughest guys in the world get beaten by life.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's someone so, toughest guy in the world can get beaten by life. I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily life. I think it's our own beliefs about life and what we make out of it. Because, he asks later on in the conversation, he says he's afraid, and that is crazy. Because I think, I don't know a lot about boxing, but he was like, it's Mike Tyson, and I feel like we, in a way, treated ourselves anything but human, and we suffer because of it so much in our relationships, the way how we work, because we pretend we're not humans, but we are. And even as Sadhguru said, the toughest guys in the world, they're sitting in a chair and they're asking, why the fuck am I afraid? I don't know, why is it so hard to understand that we're humans, and all the bullshit that we tell ourselves, or that not we actually, society actually tells us, that it's all bullshit. The way society talks about relationships, the way society promotes people who shouldn't be in the spotlight at all. It's all of that brings so much suffering, because you will always pay a price if you pretend you're not human. If you pretend you're too cool for that, you will always pay a price. It's just not what we're here for. We're not here to impress anyone else. We're here to be truly human. And I think that's the biggest mistake that we always made, and that we'll continue to make in many cases. Because in my opinion, there's nothing more beautiful than to be authentic and really truly you, vulnerable.
All my life I thought I was this tough guy. Even recently I was talking about, if they say something, I'll blow it. And I do all this stuff all my life because I'm afraid. And if you tell me what I'm afraid of, I can't even tell you what. Why am I afraid? I'm successful. I had some hard times, but I came back. But why am I afraid?
Also, the way he said it, why am I afraid? It's so deeply human. I don't know. It's just, in my eyes, it is so beautiful when you can see this side, or when someone else allows you to see this side in them. It's so, so beautiful, because it just shows, the pure light within him in this case. And I don't know. It's such a deeply human question. And I think it's really cool that someone like him, who has such a reputation, he's a boxer and stuff, and I think it takes a lot of guts for a man in this position to be vulnerable. A lot of guts, so I really respect him for that.
Mm-hmm. We need to understand this. This has been hugely misinterpreted and misunderstood on various dimensions, whether it's fear or love or anger or joy. We need to understand it's not about something, it's by itself. It is not that there must be something that you must be afraid of.
I agree with him with the love part, because I feel like when you're not so aware, you tend to have this object of love, like this human or this dog or whatever. But once you become a little bit more aware, I feel like you understand that it's just a projection of my love. It's not that I love this person so much. Sometimes for sure, but the love is in me and I'm projecting that on the person, and the same for animals and for nature. And if you are in love, you cannot not love something, you know what I mean? When you're in love, you love everything. It's not that you only love this specific thing or only this, no. You tend to become loving towards everything, and I think that's a very good distinction to to make, because if you are too crazy in love, if you're too crazy, too greedy, if you're too attached to something or someone, it brings a lot of pain and it can end in murder. So it is good to get to that awareness, to understand that it's something in you that you project or that you outshine onto something else. But you're the reason for it, you're the roots, and not the other way around.
You can simply sit here just by yourself and be very loving. You can sit here and be terrified about nothing. Because human experience is not created from outside. Human experience is happening from within. So what happens from within may sometimes find outside stimulus, but you can work it even without external stimulus, because the seat of experience is within you. Only thing is, you are not sitting there, you're crawling around it. You're supposed to be sitting there on the seat. If you were sitting on the seat of your experience, you would decide what should be the nature of your experience. Right now, because you're crawling around, something happens accidentally. We find an excuse. It's because of this guy I'm suffering. Even if he's not there, we would find somebody else. Hello? If that guy is not there, we'll find somebody else. If that is not there, we'll find something else. So, this is not about something. This is about that you have not taken charge of the seat of your experience, that's all. You just need an excuse. And the world will, of course, the world is quite enthusiastic about providing you the excuses. It will. They will provide lots of excuses. But believe me, if you were alone in the desert, you would still go through all these things.
I'm not quite sure about that, to be honest, because my experience with being alone with myself and my thoughts was actually always quite positive and peaceful. So I wouldn't necessarily agree personally. I'm quite sure I wouldn't go through any hellish, I don't know, emotions while being alone in the desert. But yeah, maybe other people would, I'm not sure. What do you think?
You know, we gave you a very complex machine. Peak of evolution on this planet is you. If you were an earthworm, you wouldn't have these problems. Just eating, sleeping, reproducing, dying, you were fine. You're doing great as a creature. But you became human. Now it's a very complex machine. But you don't even bother to read the user's manual. Simply somehow you want to do it. Such a complex machine, if you try to do it somehow, accidentally, oh, it will cause much pain. Unable to bear pain, most people have given up on joy and moving towards pleasure. You must understand this. The need for entertainment and pleasure in the world has increased simply because there's no joy. If really human beings were joyful, they would not need so much entertainment and pleasure in their life.
So true. And it's so crazy that, we're in 2026 and still we're acting very much extremely unaware most of the time, and it's such a shame, it's such a shame. But also the problem is, it's not only that human beings are very reactive and most of the time not aware, but we're also promoting it so much because despite being so harmful to us, it gives us dopamine or some addiction. I think it's just addiction, to be honest. All the trash TV and the Love Islands of this world and all the weird fascination that human beings have with drama and pain and human emotions, because it's not only human emotions, it's negative emotions, because if it would be human emotions, they would love beautiful joyful, harmonious situations too, but it seems to be that the negative emotions are outweighing, which is crazy if you think about it, because we're addicted to pain. I think a lot of people are absolutely addicted to pain and or strong emotions, but that is mostly pain. It doesn't matter if it's anger or suffering, or maybe sometimes even, I'm crazy in love, I'm obsessed, but it's still an addiction to a negative, to a strong emotion, and it's so bad. And I think that might be the reason that people, they're repeating the same situation over and over again, and they might tell you like, no, it's so bad, I just want to leave the situation, I just want to get out of it, but actually they don't, because they're junkies. They're addicted to it. They need it because it makes them maybe feel alive, or it gives their life some kind of a meaning. It gives them dopamine spikes. So it's crazy, but there's so much unawareness going on, and it should just change, because it's not good being addicted to any of these strong emotions. Absolutely not. And I mean, look at the people even who do the trash TV or like the reality TV and all of that. You cannot be in such a toxic bubble and behave like that and then go home and have a harmonious and peaceful life. Of course not. You take all the garbage with you. You always do. You take the garbage with you. And so if you look at all the effects of this kind of entertainment, not only does it bring mostly the protagonists in a bad or toxic situation, no, it also, the chaos also comes to the people who watch it, because they watch it, they create these emotions within them, they see it, they repeat it in the real life. So it brings so much bullshit, simply so much chaos for no reason. And that's why, even if it might be hard sometimes to break an addiction, but it's worth it, because it's not good for you if you're addicted to drama, if you're addicted to chaos, if you need those strong emotions to satisfy you in a way. You're not free, and it's not good, because you will create those situations over and over again, and you need to just cut it off and start to learn how to like and appreciate peace and harmony and all the stuff that actually are good for you.
See, some people are handling these cameras. That's not a spacecraft. Just simple enough machine. But I'm sure these guys have spent years trying to know it the best. Just any of you get there and do it, what'll happen out of it? Just see a simple machine like a camera. Yes or no? Somebody invested their life. The better they know it, the better they use it. Is it so? Hello?
Yes.
Why is that not true with this? The better you know this, the better you use it, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why all of you should go and try Vipassana to understand the nature of your own being, because if you don't, you will forever be a slave in this world, and you will forever be controlled by others who understand what's happening, or you will be controlled by your own emotions, which is even worse.
Nearly 1/3 of effective human life is invested in school and college for most people. So tell me, are educated people more joyful and fantastic compared to uneducated people?
No, but that's not the only way to improve yourself. I don't only look at that and improving yourself. That's just…
No, I'm saying that was the idea behind it, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, it's talking about it from far from a human perspective, to reach your highest potential. Until you manifest it, you don't even exist anymore.
No, I'm saying improvement as an idea is not a good idea. What you need is realization, that you realize what is the nature of your existence.
Beautiful. I love this question. Are educated people more joyful and happy than uneducated people? And you can say the same for rich people. Are they more happy and joyful than poor people? Hell no, they're not. Isn't that such a way better way to compare, or way to see who is successful or not? I think for being really wealthy as a person, you gotta have it all: the money, the looks, the family, the friends, the self-fulfillment, everything, simply everything. And if it's only one of those factors, you're still poor. It doesn't help you at all. So yeah, it's such a good idea, and it's crazy that we live in a society where this has like zero importance. How joyful is someone? What did he do to get there? Why is he so joyful? What does he do different than the others? Those are the questions that want to be asked. Those are the questions we should actually focus on. And I'm actually really grateful because this year we had like the American Olympian ice skater, and she did it with a lot of joy and she won golden. Then there was the American Chinese Eileen, I think her name is Eileen, skier. And now we had Holland. First of all, I love how healthy he eats, how joyful he seems to be. What a cool role model. I feel like now we're really lucky because all of a sudden we have really cool role models. It's not like before where everyone is so serious, like, oh my gosh, I'm a football player. Or like, I don't know, like, oh my gosh, I'm an Olympian whatever winner. No, like now people are, I don't know, they are way better role models. Not only the way they eat, like Haaland, he eats very healthy. He's kind of humble. He just is a good role model. Like he protects his child. He's in a long relationship. All of that are good things, you know. And he's loved by the whole world. So I feel like maybe we're finally ready to see the humans more, or the human side in celebrities more. And that would be a very beautiful development for us. And a very healthy one as well, because all those people that are just listed, in my opinion, are real role models, because they're giving people an example of how to be joyful, how to be successful, but out of joy and not out of pressure, out of pain, or out of, I need to prove to you who I am, I need to show you who I am. And that's the only way how you can at least get to the having it all line in life.
In my neighborhood, that you always saw bad things. People died. It was just normal seeing people die, seeing prostitutes, just seeing that kind of filth and stuff. It was normal. Matter of fact, it was even honorable because it became so normal. We normalized it.
So it's like this. In the yogic culture, we always use lotus flower as a symbolism for human growth and development. Lotus flower grows best wherever filth is really thick. So, why we're using lotus as a example or a symbolism is, this grows well because there is filth. It stays in the filth, but untouched and fragrant. So this is a choice that all of us have. Either we can develop allergy to filth and run away and live in a mountain cave. There also filth will follow you in your head, it won't leave you. Or we can become part of the filth. Or we can blossom into a fragrant flower. This is a choice every human being has every moment of their life.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely true. But I think we gotta understand that we not only, if we make a choice like that and we're deciding either to be like the lotus flower or become the filth or run away from it, I think we need to understand how big that decision actually is, because it will impact other people, not only us. And it starts so small. There's like a book, it's called like The Banality of the Evil. And it's so similar, because even if I just promote something against what I stand for, against my values, we all do it in many ways. Like the small things, you know what I mean? We participate in something we don't believe in. We play the stupid games of the society, but we don't understand how big our impact actually is, because it is big, because we're the humans and we decide how this world will be, and we decide it every day, and we decide it in such small actions actually. And our ignorance is a big, big issue in that. Because we tend to believe, I'm just one person, it doesn't matter what I do. But it matters so much. It matters so much. It matters the most. What you do. What you do is so important. Like, what kind of narrative do you want to help to grow? What kind of worldview do you want to support? What kind of energy do you want to give people? What kind of, just what kind of attention do you focus on? What kind of energy are you focusing on and therefore helping to grow? Because everything is energy, and if I participate in something that is negative, I give my energy to that specific thing or that specific belief, and I help it grow. So we're so responsible. We're always responsible 100%, but we're so much more responsible also for others, not only for us. So the choice that you make in that case is the most important choice probably that you could ever do. Even if you might have advantages short term, but filth is filth and it will come back to you either way. And so will the beauty and so will the light.
Unable to bear pain, most people have given up on joy and moving towards pleasure. You must understand this. The need for entertainment and pleasure in the world has increased simply because there's no joy.
Wow, if you don't know how to be joyful, then you're only looking for pleasure. Oh my gosh, I love this video. It's so true. It is so true. And you know what? I think that is a big misunderstanding that we have, like, as a society, because we think, the big things, like, is the great thing, like, we always need to have pleasure. Even the way, like, how we're all addicted, I mean, not all, but most people are addicted to the phone, including me. We're just addicted to the dopamine it gives us, and which is so weird because my phone does not make me happy. I'm very happy without a phone. I feel so relieved. I feel free without a phone. And still, there's this addiction going on. This addiction, I need. The greed.
It is just that most people need all the time looking for rest, vacation, a break from everything, simply because they don't know how to manage their thought and emotion.
Wow. So people need rest, vacation, and time away from everything because they don't know how to manage their thought and emotion. Yeah, it's very true. I think that a lot of people also need relationships for that, to be quite honest. Not because they're super in love, because they don't know how to regulate themselves. I think especially men, they sometimes tend to have issues how to regulate themselves. That's why they need a woman, a partner, to regulate themselves through this different person. It's very interesting and it makes a lot of sense. I mean, some people in the spiritual scene, they even say we don't even need as much sleep as we do right now because it's not necessary. But yeah, it's 100% true, 100%. I love this video. It's just so filled with wisdom, really. I noticed in my own life, I don't know, the simple things are not the big things for me. For example, nature, sports, all that stuff, it gives me so much more than anything big. The simple things are the big things, for real. The simple things are the big things, and all the things that maybe for other people might be, wow, so cool, so important, I don't feel it anymore. I don't really feel it anymore. Like, I don't know, I just don't have any interest in it anymore, because I feel like the more you wake up in life, the more you understand, like, how life is only about you and also nothing about you and not at all about you. It's like both at the same time, but like all the stuff that you can, that make you feel alive or that you can experience directly. No, I would say all the things that are true, those things gain importance, and everything that is untrue or not authentic, you will lose interest in those things. Yes, that's what I would say happened and happens in my life for sure. Yeah, 100%. But I really love this conversation. It's so true. It's so deep and so beautiful. And what I also noticed in Vipassana, for example, when you start becoming more aware of this moment right now, you gain time. Because I know it in my own life as well, I do so many things at the same time. At the end of the day, I actually didn't get a lot done at all, because I'm like so split with my attention and so split with my presence actually. But the more you manage to be really present in this moment, the more time you have and the more life you have, because the more time you have, the more you can fill it with life. So wow, I'm really deeply impressed. I love this video. And also what he said before about the difference about joy and what was the other thing? Pleasure. Yeah, joy and pleasure, right. What he said before, the difference about joy and pleasure. I feel like the way how society was the last years, it was all about pleasure, you know. And I think like the same like with the being hedonistic, I think it's never good for you. The same way how I see so much value in discipline, and sometimes forcing yourself to do certain things you don't really necessarily want, like eating healthy, eating stuff that actually benefits you, not stuff that tastes good. Sometimes it does both, it tastes good and it benefits you, but okay. Forcing yourself to go to the gym, you know, to work out every day, or like 4 times a week, 3 times a week, it doesn't matter. But this gives you freedom. This is so good for you and it's so important for you. And if you would be completely hedonistic and like only, oh, I want pleasure, okay, first of all, you're gonna get fat, you're gonna get lazy, and you will not be able to use your body the way it was intended to be used. And you will not get what you actually want, the big things, you know, like lifelong peace, lifelong happiness, lifelong stability, development, you know. You need discipline for that. It's so important. And pleasure is just so short-lived. Yeah, you can have pleasure for 5 minutes. Yeah, you can have pleasure for 10 minutes, for an hour. But peace and joy is so much more valuable. And I really hope that we get in the direction of understanding the value of those things more and more and more. And I really like the indication of let's judge people on the level of happiness. How about that? Let's judge people depending on how happy they are. It's a very good indication. Happy people won't harm so much, or at all.
Joy is an ambience that is necessary to live life. If you do not know how to be peaceful and joyful, well, you cannot even enjoy your dinner tonight, isn't it? Hello? Can't enjoy a walk on the street. Can't enjoy the few people who are around you. You cannot enjoy anything. You need all kinds of stimulus to find a little bit of pleasantness within yourself.
Definitely, life cannot work like that. And I recently read a picture, it was about relationships, and it said something like, either you will choose one person and you will have like so many different changes, or you will have so many different people in this one person that you will have to deal with. Because like when you're in a relationship, it's like a mirror, right? So all the bullshit that's within you, it will be directly in front of your face. And now you gotta deal with it, because you cannot look away anymore, because it's there, you know? You gotta deal with it. So either you can do that, or you can switch the person and have the bullshit in multiple people. But the bullshit will be there, and you gotta deal with it either way. You gotta deal with it either way. Either with one person or with multiple people. But you gotta deal with the bullshit because the bullshit is in you. I mean, that is my interpretation of what this person or what this Instagram page or whatever said. But it's very true. You can never, it won't get better. It will never get better. Like, and it's just so ignorant of people to think when there's an issue, you know, and they blame another person, or they blame this, or they blame that. And they think, okay, if just this person or this situation would go away, no, then I would be fine. No, you're lying to yourself. It's not this person, it's not this situation, it's just you. It's just you. And it's also so freeing. Like, don't fall into the trap of being a victim. It's horrible being a victim. Like, why would you want to be a victim? Doesn't matter what happens. First of all, you created it. Secondly of all, you can change it and you can grow from it. So take responsibility for everything, absolutely everything. It's raining, okay, probably it's your fault. I mean, like that, you know what I mean? Radical self-responsibility. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. I love this, guys. I love this video.
You must choose, I'm going to bless you. Yes. You want this body to be pleasant or no?
Yes, yes.
If it becomes very pleasant, we call it pleasure. If this mind becomes pleasant, we call it peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it joy. If these emotions become pleasant, we call this love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If these life energies become pleasant, we call this bliss. If it becomes very pleasant, we call this ecstasy. If our surroundings become pleasant, we call this success. Only to create pleasantness in our surroundings, we need the cooperation of various people and forces around us. But pleasantness of body, pleasantness of mind, pleasantness of emotion and energy is 100% your business.
So true, so true. And also, when you take a look at your life, in my opinion, the people, the people who need all these extreme stimulants like crazy parties or crazy drugs or constant alcohol, or they need to be busy all the time. I was like that. Before I was like that, and now I'm the opposite. Now I love being alone. Yeah, it's just a distraction. It's just a distraction, it's an escape, and it's not good because you can run as long as you want, but in the end you gotta face it. So it's so much smarter to just face it now and then have the ability and possibility to experience real joy and real happiness and real peace. True. Oh gosh, it's so true. Yes. If you don't have joy, you cannot enjoy nothing. And I could give you the biggest, fattest villa in the world. I could give you the best food in the world and you wouldn't care because you wouldn't be joyful. Yes, it's not only that, it's not only a necessity, it's also the most important skill, maybe, that you can and you have to learn in this life. But I feel like there's so much necessary to just get to this point, and it's not something you can drain. It's like the onion, you gotta peel away everything that is not true. Peel, peel, peel until you find your essence. And once you found your essence, you will feel joy. Because it's just a consequence of peeling yourself and a consequence of seeing the truth in yourself. And that will bring you joy, in my opinion.
You cannot enjoy anything, you need all kinds of stimulus to find a little bit of pleasantness within yourself.
Oh my gosh, yes, stimulants. I think I did a study with rats, and they put one pack of rats in a cage and the other one they had more freedom, like they had grass and had a very nice surrounding. And only the one in captivity, basically in the cage, in the small cage without any options what to do, they really got addicted to cocaine. The other ones didn't even touch it, even though they had the opportunity to take it, and I think they tried it but then let it be. If we look at the surroundings most people live in, and in my opinion, you need nature. You're a human being, you're supposed to live next to a tree. You need to go hug the trees or go run by the trees or anything, but you need nature. And in many cities, alone the way the houses are built, it's not good, it's not beautiful, it's not meant for you to grow or evolve as a human being. It's just sad. It's just sad. And when you look back at the buildings they built before, gorgeous castles and gorgeous paintings and everything's so beautiful. And I mean, in some areas in the history also our clothing was really, really colorful and beautiful. The expression of love, that's how I would describe it. Even a little bit of change can bring a very big change and a very big upgrade or a very positive impact, even a tiny bit of change. That's why Vipassana or any retreats are great if you really want to take the time and start unpeeling your onion. It's very good to get out of wherever you are, just because it's easier to change in a new environment. And then when you come back, you can create beauty around you. Because once you have beauty around you, you will value yourself more and you will listen better to what you actually need and maybe stop distracting yourself so much.
If our surroundings become pleasant, we call this success. Only to create pleasantness in our surroundings, we need the cooperation of various people and forces around us. But pleasantness of body, pleasantness of mind, pleasantness of emotion and energy is 100% your business. Yes or no?
I agree.
So, if you want to make this your business, before midnight you must register for Inner Engineering Online, it's free, otherwise tomorrow morning you can pay and register.
Oh, man.
That's awesome.
You know, I really like Mike Tyson. I know, he's just so cool. I really respect him. I'm emotional, sorry guys, I'm Cancer in Moon. But I respect him so much. Because like, I cannot put myself into his shoes, but just to imagine, like, if I would be a man, I would be this big boxer, you know, and so many people would look up to me, and then I'm sitting there, gosh, I'm sitting there as a human, you know, exposing my deepest fears in front of the world. I'm really proud. I mean, I respect him. I respect him a lot for that, because I don't think that's easy at all. And
Always there, we need to learn to ride it. If you don't learn to ride it, it'll crush you, of course. Whatever life throws at you is not your choice. What you make out of it is your choice.
beautiful, yes. The way you feel, what kind of emotions you have, it's only your business. Yes, 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 yes. And it's not easy. Oh my gosh, it's not easy at all to not react and not become a monkey who's just reacting. It's not easy, but it's 100% only your responsibility, no matter what happens. Only you decide how you feel, what kind of sensations are going on, how you react, who you are.
If you want to know life, the only life that you can know is this life. You cannot know another life, because you can only experience this one. Can you experience something else? You can only experience this life, if at all, if you experience. So,
Yeah, definitely. The only life you can know is your own life, for sure. And I think it's important to always remember that, because as we know, hopefully at this point, reality is not what it seems, and also the lives of other people are not what they seem a lot of times. And personally, I wouldn't want to change with anyone, and you shouldn't want that either, because you never know. And some things that might not seem like a blessing at the first look might be a blessing in disguise.
if you want scholarship, there are many things. But if you want realization, in is the only way out.
Yes, beautiful. If you want realization, in is the only way out. 100%, 100%. And it's also the only thing that is… I mean, yeah, there are so many great books to read, so many great stuff to watch, and it's sometimes nice to watch it, but in the end, you gotta understand and experience it for yourself, because that's what you're here for. So, yes, so beautiful. No, I'm really touched. I really love this talk. It's touching, very touching. Yeah. Yeah. In is the only way out.